When we hired the family business advisor, part of the role was to try to unify the family's culture and the family's vision with that of non-family members that were now being held accountable to help run the business. So that was the first role of the family business advisor, was to develop a strategic planning process that involved the family and the non-family management so that they were in alignment in their thinking. That was number one. Number two, the family business advisor was responsible for teaching the next generation how to prepare themselves for future responsibility. Teaching them that to be a part of a family business is a privilege. To be a part of this music industry is a privilege, but the most important thing, though, is it's also a responsibility. And there's a responsibility for the family, and also for the families of the workers of the company. So the family business advisor has been teaching my generation to understand that responsibility and prepare themselves to take on that responsibility. Every single year, the whole family comes together and we spend time updating everyone on the activities of the business, our opportunities, our challenges, our investments that we're making, and perhaps in some cases the results of previous investments we've made. But also important was just getting everyone together, then having a togetherness of the family, because when a family grows and you have multiple families and multiple generations of family, it's difficult to keep alignment. It's difficult to maintain the same values because people, as your family gets more complicated and branching out, they're exposed to different environments and different values. So when we get together, it's a time to remind ourselves of what values are important to the family and also what values are important for the family business. Another aspect, of our family business planning is that we do not create positions for family members. The family members have opportunities in the business just like any employee would. And what we've tried to do as a family is find opportunities that cater to the strengths of a family member. So in other words, we don't create a position for them, but we look for a position where they could be most successful. When we acquire a company, we always have a game plan, I guess you could say. And the game plan is that the first thing that we focus on is we immerse ourselves into the factory. And again, by doing that, what we're trying to do is first get a complete understanding of the process of manufacturing, look for opportunities to make that as efficient as possible, look for opportunities to eliminate any waste in the process, and look for opportunities to improve the quality of the ultimate product. That's always the first focus in any acquisition, is we focus on the factory and focus on the quality of the product and the efficiency in making that product. Then, after we feel confident in the quality of the product, then we get very serious about the marketing, the merchandising. We still have a lot of work to do to integrate ProMark into our organization. We've made a lot of progress, but we've still got some work to do to continue that. And we still have some challenges with some of the other brands. But again, ultimately, we're trying to get it up to a D'Addario level of quality and a D'Addario level of presentation and confidence from the consumer that they can believe in the product. Planet Waves, of course, that brand is going through a transition into a D'Addario branded accessory. And it's always been a line of very unique guitar accessories for the most part. And we are exploring some other digital technology now that certainly would fit within the brand image of Planet Waves D'Addario. I can't tell you exactly what that is, but it's something that we're exploring now as an organization. And we're exploring these digital options for all our brands, for that matter: percussion, guitar, woodwinds, and orchestral. We have to do that because that's certainly where the market seems to be migrating towards. And of course, every brand currently, every year it seems that the digital content and messaging around the brands is gone from analog to digital over the course of time. And we're making some considerable investments in transforming our brand content into more of a digital format. So we're looking at digital technology as it relates to product and also how we present that product in the future. One of the things that we truly believe in from a product development and innovation standpoint is in vertical integration. Okay, so for example, there really aren't very many string manufacturers that actually manufacture their own raw materials. We produce most of our own wire now. We produce a lot of our own monofilament nylon for classical strings. And the reason why we do that is multifaceted. Number one, it helps us mitigate cost increases. Two, it helps us improve the quality of the raw material. The higher the quality of the raw material, of course, the higher the quality of the ultimate product. But the most important thing, number three, is the opportunities to innovate within the process. You know, I'll tell you, it's one of those things where, as a company, we represent about 7,000 active SKUs, right? It's impossible for a brick and mortar retailer, it's impossible for them to even think about stocking that wide a breadth of product. Impossible. It isn't impossible online, of course. A lot of companies have been able to do that. And ultimately, you know, I believe, you know, for our brands, the B2B component is vital for us because it provides the accessibility of our products to consumers, whether it's in a brick and mortar store or online. You know, at some point, it gets frustrating though that if we get contacted by consumers all the time that a product isn't available here, isn't available there. Now, e-commerce has helped minimize those problems because there are a lot of e-commerce retailers now that stock that full range of product. From our perspective, what we feel we need to focus on is how our products are presented, not only in the stores, but online. What we're trying to do is create a consumer experience. So a consumer basically will register on our Players Circle website, and they'll have the ability to register product that they've purchased in a brick and mortar store or an e-commerce retailer, because each product will have a unique serial number. And every product will have a different point value depending on their street price, essentially. So the higher the price, the more points they would earn for that particular product. So they'll earn points over the course of time, and they'll be able to redeem those points for, you know, merchandise like T-shirts and hats, and in some cases even new products. You know, one of the great things about new product development is if you're able to seed the market, you know, with products like that, the momentum starts, and then it helps the B2B side of the business take on a new product with confidence because there's already been elements of the new product out in the market in terms of testing. So we're also doing some creative things like creating customization types of programs. We have a website where a consumer can go to our website and customize the look of their own drum head. They can customize their own picks, print artwork front and back of picks. Eventually, we're looking to do some other things like customized straps for guitar and maybe down the road even a customized set of strings, for instance. Those are consumer experiences we're trying to create. But ultimately, those consumer experiences, if we do them right, should lead to growth in market share and more business on both a brick and mortar retail front as well as on an e-commerce retail site. That's our vision. You know, engaging consumers more and more and enhancing our brands, growing our market share, and making it easier for the retail segment. And what we would need them to do is make the product available and present it the way we want it presented.